Hello again, back on a nice sunny Friday evening, and I've got a few more records to show. Unusually today, I don't have any soul or funk records, but I do have lots of very funky records, if you like. Recently, I've been listening to a bit of hip hop because I haven't really shown much hip hop for a while, and I thought I'd show it. This is hip hop, southern hip hop, very big in the 1990s, and these are some of my favourites, all associated with the Dungeon family, who were a sort of group of some of the biggest acts from Atlanta area in Georgia. Most famously, obviously, Outkast. There's their famous release, Aquemini, and there's Atlians or ATLians, which was the album before that. That one's from '96, this one from '98. This was the first album of theirs that I really knew and got into. In the UK, they weren't actually that big at all until I think 2000, when they released Stankonia and the song Mrs. Jackson, which was a big hit. Before that, they were relatively unknown in this country. They were huge in the States. But I love this album. This was a fantastic album. This is actually a reissue that came out several years after. But all great stuff on this, and then this album on triple vinyl is the first edition there of Aquemini. Wonderful stuff, and I mean, what can you say? There's just funky music, amazing rapping, great lyrics, and they were really original artists, and they went on to even bigger fame. Their first album is obviously very famous as well. I don't have that on vinyl, but lovely stuff. So that's them. Obviously, the Goody Mob were the other big group associated with them, and obviously CeeLo Green went on to big things after that as well. But I thought I'd show some related artists who are not so well known. First on CD, we've got Witch Doctor. This is an album produced by Organised Noise, who are like the production whiz kids behind a lot of this music, although Outkast did do a lot of their own production as well. This is a great album, produced by Organised Noise. It has a great sound running through it, and it all sticks together. There are songs which perhaps aren't so great, and as a rapper, he's not perhaps to everybody's taste, but I think this just about stands up. When it's good, it's really got some great stuff, and like I say, it's got a very nice atmosphere on this album, and it's quite an unusual rapper. So yeah, that one's really good, and I think it still sounds pretty good today for me. Another artist who was with them as well is Cool Breeze. He was a bit more of a conventional rapper in the sort of drug dealing gangster mode, but it's really good, and I think this album is slightly inconsistent possibly, but when it's good, it is really great. It's funky when it needs to be, but it's got that good southern sound. Great posse cut here, Watch for the Hook, featuring everybody, Goody Mob, Outkast, all the associated artists with Dungeon Family, and samples Neil Young, curiously. Really nice song as well, Butter, with the vocal stylings of Sleepy Brown from Sleepy's Theme. It was really nice, gives a kind of spacey, almost Curtis Mayfield kind of sound on it. Really great stuff, so really nice to have that one. I got this one actually fairly recently for next to nothing, because obviously people aren't that interested in an album like this if they don't know, but it's actually pretty good when it wants to be. So yeah, I've been really enjoying those, listening to bit of the hip hop, takes me down memory lane a bit, and I've got a load of stuff here from an artist or a group who I've loved ever since I was a teenager, and I first started listening to reggae music on pirate radio, because that was the best place to listen to reggae music, and I loved Lovers Rock. That's where I first got into the Lovers Rock sound, and there was this song that I used to hear all the time. Didn't know who it was until a long time after that, and they are a band called Natural Mystic, and their most famous song, I think I've got it here, is this one, 12-inch, of Runaway Love. Beautiful song, the absolute one, another one of those records, the epitome of the lovers rock sound. Here you can see on Ethnic Fight Records. Nice to have the company sleeve here for that one. And there are actually a whole load of 12 inches from their first album. There's several of them here. Groovin, nice version, and Natural Love, Let's Get Together. Okay, loads of 12 inches, but they all come from this album, which I got many years ago, and is very, very scarce, very hard to get, but nice to have it with the cover. You can see their style, nicely epitomised by this photo with the frilly shirts and the bow ties. Very smooth, very slick, but a really beautiful sound. I mean, I guess they're kind of like a reggae version of the vocal harmony groups, perhaps. Not so much, I suppose, because it's not so much the vocal harmonies that they're doing. It's they're all musicians. They're a very tight band, and this is a great album, which I'm really pleased to have. That one's also on Ethnic Fight. But just a couple of weeks ago, after years and years of searching, I mean over 10 years of desperately hoping that one day I might be able to find this, I managed to get this, which is an EP, which has some re-recordings of some of the songs from their album. Nice to have them together. Telephone Line, another famous song, At the Dance, and I Need Your Love. This is just beautiful, sweet music, and this is a very hard release to get, and when you do see it, it usually costs loads of money. And I was really lucky to get this. It was on eBay, so you know, some people say, well, it doesn't count if you don't get it in a shop, but well, this was a hard one to get anywhere. But I managed to get it for a really decent price, because this can go for like 40 quid or more. But I managed to get it, and I was so pleased, because that kind of completes that collection. Natural Mystic do have another album, which is very difficult to get, and some other great singles as well. But this is their when they first came out, and it's very slick and smooth, but it's beautiful music, and I absolutely love it. And I think of all the lovers rock groups, of which there are many, these are probably my favourite. And they're not female singers, which is often the case with lovers rock. These are some guys, and just making beautiful, sweet music. So pleased to get that. Another eBay conquest, which I was very surprised to get, because it's a record I was assuming I'd only ever be able to get in Colombia, is this one, Afro Mania Caribe. Now, it doesn't actually say anywhere who the artist is on this album, but it is Waganda Kenya. Now, Waganda Kenya, I showed a 7-inch of before. They were kind of like a house band for Discos Fuentes, and released a lot of party records, mainly instrumental, with some lyrics here and there. And they basically make fun party music in the Colombian style, very much taking its influence both from Caribbean, but also from Africa, as you get the impression from Afromania, the title. African music, which is huge on the coast of Colombia, where lots of that music is very popular, and people do their own versions. Waganda Kenya, perhaps their most famous track is their version of Fela Kuti, Shaka Lode or something like that. I can never remember what it's called, that song. It's not, unfortunately, on this album. There is a different release of this album which does include that track, but this has other stuff on it, but it's all great, and it's all actually cover versions of a lot of African and Caribbean songs. So there's songs from the French Caribbean, songs from Haiti, more the styles and rhythms more associated with the coast of Colombia, and then some straight up covers of African songs. Sometimes they make up the lyrics, sometimes they have their own lyrics, or the Spanish lyrics, but it's just beautiful, funky party music. Not for everyone, I think. Some of it might be a bit too cheesy, but it definitely, you listen to this and it takes you away to the Caribbean, and it's very nice in these times of uncertainty. It's nice to hear some really happy, jolly kind of music. So I was really pleased to get this. I was very, very surprised. I wasn't expecting to find this on eBay, and I managed to get it for about 10 quid, which was brilliant. Not in great condition, but lovely to have. And just one more to show as well. This is a reissue of a Brazilian record, Vira-Lata by Antonio Adolfo. Now, I had heard a few tracks from this, really good, funky, jazzy music, which I really like. I'd heard him compared to João Donato and all the great funky jazzy releases that he did. I wouldn't say it's quite that good. When it's good, it is absolutely great, but there's lots of stuff on here which just goes into noodly music, which I really don't like at all, I have to say. Yeah, most of side 2 I find a little bit forgettable, but the good bits are really good. Yeah, I saw that João Donato, the Keme Kem album, is now available on Mr. Bongo again, the reissue, but it costs nearly 40 quid for a reissue, which is pretty crazy. It's getting really expensive now. So anyway, I've got this, which is quite nice, but could it be a bit better? I don't know. But when it's good, it's great. That's what I would say. So that's what I've been listening to this week. Until next time, take care.